This is Irontrader, and this is the last call of the day and of the week here. So we'll take a look here at crude oil, WTI, and Brent, natural gas, gold, silver. And we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, and we'll take a look here at the indexes, which are all nice and green. Now, just remember here, next week here, we have a lot. Okay, you've got Meta earnings on the 29th, Amazon earnings on the 29th, Apple there on the 30th, and Microsoft there on the 29th there too. And then Palantir is on 5-4, and Nvidia is all the way out there on the 20th, okay? So there's a lot of, so what I am is I'm long, and then I'm gonna see what the reaction and what's gonna be happening Sunday night. Remember, you can just take a little bit, make sure you put some profits in your pocket here today. We don't know exactly what's gonna happen over the weekend here with all that, with the war situation. Okay. At the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas, along with the Baker Hughes rig count. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, selling stock, buy ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we have the old crude oil, your WTI and your Brent crude. Now, actually, it was rallying up very nicely, and then they declared a 3-week ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel, kind of a situation. So we've got to see what Hall's on is going to shake out. But again, just be careful of this weekend, because if you look at the last 2-3 weekends here in a row, we've been, the futures on Sunday night have been opening up much lower. Okay, so it is, and that's a good, that one for me is a buying opportunity here kind of situation. Okay, so here we have today, we went right in here, we went right to that 21-day. You can see where it stopped it, and then it came right on down, kind of a situation. So far today, we have what they call an inside day. Your high and low are inside of the previous day's high and low. So on the upside, right here, this is your key level, is this 97.36. We get above that, we come to yesterday's high at 98.39, and then we venture right up here to your 142. We'll come up there, 102.70, and then we have your 105.63. That's going to be your big targets. Now, if we can keep right on rolling, obviously 106.86. We have 108.89, we have 109.19, and we venture all the way up here, 113.97. We have 115.48. Your retest is 117.63, and your breakout is 119.49. I always like to show you where it can go, but realistically, we have to get and close above this 21-day, and then your big target is going to be right here at that 105.63 level. Okay. Now you can see here we still are downtrending. We have a high, a lower high, and then we have a lower high situation. Okay, but we have a really good range trading situation here. So on the downside, this is what you want to watch, is that 93.73 level. It'll come to yesterday's low at 92.30, and then this is what we're looking for, is this 8-day at 91.01, 91.10. Now, you can see how the 8-day crossed the 21-day, and that's always bearish, and you can see what the result is. And now it looks like it wants to try to curl up, or at least it's flattening out a little bit. If we lose that 8-day, okay, then what we're going to be looking for is the top of this candle at 89.60. But realistically, here's you're looking at that 87.19. Now, if it happens to sell all the way down here, and we hold that 50-day, this is a good buying opportunity. This is why I jump right back in that UCO again and jump it right back up here. So basically, I'm not trading on the short side. I'm just trading on the long side, the UCO. Now, there's a lot of ways to trade. You can do futures, options, but however you want to do. UCO is very easy, big volume, in and out, and it starts trading on Sunday night, 24/6, all the way till Friday night at 8 o'clock. Okay, so right now here, this is what we're trading. You're going between that 8-day and that 21-day. We're trading this range. If we break that 8-day, here's your target. It's going to be that 50-day. Okay, we break this 21-day. This is going to be your big target right there at that 105.63 level. Now you can see here 51. That's not overbought or oversold. The green is still below your red. This has not curled up here as of yet. You got to get above that 21-day in order to go higher. Okay, here we have a Brent crude. Now, today we made this high of a 107.46. Yesterday we made a high of 107.36. So we make a little bit higher high, and we have a higher low situation. So you want to watch today's high, that 107.46 level. We get above that, then we come right up here. This is that 109.6 level, and then we come with 110.32. Then we'll be looking right here for this 111.87. That's your price channel, basically just the top of that candle. Now, if it keeps right on rallying up here, then we'll be looking right there. You're looking at 113, and then we bring this price channel across. We're looking at that 115.10, and then we have your 119. That 40, that's your breakout and your retest all the way up here. Okay, now on the downside, very easy. Okay, so really your two key level, the key level that you're watching is this key 21-day 101.08, and then we'll be watching here the 8-day at 98 level. Okay, now again, obviously we lose that, we'll come right here at 96.54. Here's your next level at 93.87, and then we're looking for the 50-day at 92.65, and then obviously your retest at 86.08. I just think this is going to be higher for longer, because really what you're doing is you're extending out the ceasefire, and that sounds good. okay, why you can do negotiation and everything. But really what you're doing is you just keep dragging this out. And I don't know how long it keep dragging out. It's just like when Russia went into Ukraine. I think they thought that they're going to go into Ukraine and then, a couple of months, they would be done. They would have it and boom, and done. And this has been going on for over 2 years. We can't have that straits, in jeopardy like that for 2 years. Yeah, ships are going through, but the problem is, it's very, very iffy. You're dealing with a very, very unstable situation here with this regime going on here. It's not the Iranian people. It's not that. It's the regime that's happening here that, they should just wipe that right on out here. Makes no sense. I mean, Iran, man, you got all that oil. You got all the minerals. I mean, you could be like Saudi Arabia. I mean, you could be living large. I don't understand what this old school thinking is here. It's just not going to work here. But again, as a trader, we have to figure out how do we make money off of that situation. Okay, that's why we want to just trade these charts here. So just watch that 21-day on the upside, that 8-day on the downside. Over here, we want to watch today's high. That's going to be key 107.46. We crack above it, 111.87 is your key level. Downside, just watch that 21-day. Watch that 8 simple moving average. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Okay, here we have natural gas, and you can see it just could not hold it. Okay, so we came all the way down to this basically 250 level. Okay, so when we're up here, I've been pointing out this level right here, okay, at that 251. So it went just a little bit below that. Then your next level right there is going to be that 246 level, and then we come there at 240 level, and then we have that 229, and then we come down to the bottom of this candle here at 221, and then we could even retest that 187, and you could retest this level here. This is that 158, and you can come down to 152. You can see there's just no juice here, okay? So this is what I've been trying to tell you, that I hope you're listening, that basically all this is just a trade on the long side and on the short side. There's really isn't anything here. Now, when we big this situation up here, okay? So we take this, we just big this up here. You can see here what I always want to show you is, I always call that 21-day to catch all. And the reason being is, look what here, right into it, okay? I couldn't get through it. Okay, and look what happened here. Couldn't get through it, and then this is the result. It comes right on down, okay? So a lot of times it's not easy to sit on your hands. I understand. I've been trading this for 2.5 decades, and I understand that it's not easy, but you have to wait for the setup. If we can't get above this 8-day and 21-day, you're not going to the 50-day, you're not going to the 306, you're not going to the 344. It's just that simple. Now you can see here how this came right on off here, and it just looks lower. So when we look on this weekly chart here, you can see this 8-day. I always stress that 8-day. Keep your chart simple. See, hey, look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're 7 weeks now here below that 8-day simple moving average. It just has no juice to go up any higher. That's the key. Right now, it just looks there that it just wants to go lower. So 249. Just remember, your next level is going to be that 246, 240. You go on 229. You can go all the way down to 187 very, very easily. Now, on the upside, well, we got to get right back above that price channel. Okay, so you're looking at 256. Okay, that's going to be very, very key. Then we can go over here to today's high. We had 259. Then we'd be looking right here for that 264 level. Okay, now we get above that. Well, then we have your 21-day at 273. Then we have your 288 here at your 8-day. Then we can start moving right on up here. But right now, there just isn't anything here that says, wow, this is really bullish. I'm taking me along. There's nothing here. This is downtrending kind of a situation, okay? So don't let anybody tell you anything different here. Don't just buy just to buy. That's not going to work. Right now, this is just a trade until we get above all these simple moving average. And the key is getting above this 8-day. Once we get above the 8-day, then we have plenty of room to run. But right now, I just say, to me, this is just a daily trade for me. UNG for the long, KLD for the short, works very, very nice. Okay, let's take a look at gold. All right, we look here at gold, and you can see here we're pinned right here between. Okay, so right here's your bottom side right there, 47.42. There's your upside, 47.84. Okay, so we're pinned right there. So far, we have what they call an inside week. Okay, your high and low is the inside of previous week. Now, here we get a little bit more defined when we get on the daily chart here. Now, you can see here how we're holding, came down lower, but we're holding that key 21 SMA here. That's very, very key, okay? So we lost yesterday's low at that 46.80. Today, we made that low of 46.72 level, okay? So now, if it keeps right on rolling down kind of a situation, then this is the next level you're looking for, is 46.26 level, and then we'll come down here at 45.80. This is your next support, 45.10, and then we just follow the candles down, 444 level, okay, 4400 level, and then we're looking for that price channel, 43.48, which is basically just the bottom of that candle. Then we lose that. You have 43.06, and then we have your 200-day, and we have a big retest all the way down here at 4,100. Okay, but right now here we're just this is basically just consolidating. This doesn't know what the hell it really wants to do here. Okay, so on the upside, here's your big resistant level is 47.46, and then we want to go right here at that 47.82. That's your 8-day. You can see where that's rolling now. Then if we can get above all that, then we have that target at 48.84. Then we have this target at 49.17 level, okay, which is basically just the top of the candle. Then we can roll up higher. But right now, bottom line, this is just a trade. I took no trade in gold today. I only trade alongside the GLD. They're just risk reward, especially on a Friday. This just is not worth it. Now, we still have an uptrending situation, okay, unless we start losing this candle here at 46.26. Then that uptrend will be broken, and we're going to be coming all the way on down here very, very nicely here. But right now here, this is just a trading situation. Okay, let's take a look here now at silver. Okay, you can see we have silver here now. The 8-day crossed over that 21-day. Okay, that's not very good. But again, so far it's holding it. Okay, we have an inside week here so far on neo silver. So basically, we have to hold at that 76.17. That's going to be very, very key level right there. Okay, then we come down here to your 75.39 level. Okay, so always, always, always watch that weekly chart. That's going to be very key. Then if we lose that, we'll come right down here to that 21 SMA. Now today we put in a lower low and a lower high situation. What we're looking for next is right here. Okay, we're looking at that 72.54. We venture here 71.33. Then we come down here to your 69.78 level. We have a retest here of 66.70. Okay, then we have a low here, 61.21. Right above that is 61.33. That is your downside situation. See, upside here, we got a lot of resistance going on here, okay? 78.17 level. Okay, what we have here, 78.06 level. We have that 50-day, 78.71. We have your 100-day at 78.45. You got to break above all that thing. So just take the highest level of them all, okay? So take this right here, that's 78.71. You got to crack above that. Once you get above that, then we have that target at 83.24. Now, that being said, SLV is still a really, really good trader, okay? It got as low today as 68.10, okay? And then we got as high there as 69.41. Okay, so you had a really good, like buck 20 on the thing. Now, I got 70 cents out of it. I didn't get the whole thing, but I got 70 cents. And for a Friday, I'm happy with that here on the OSLV. So again, you can still make money, especially in the silver here, versus here, like say, hey, I'm not doing nothing. I didn't do anything in gold with the GLD, but the SLV just seems like it's a really, really good mover. And now we're holding this key 21-day. That's going to be very, very critical. And we're holding here this 8-day. That's very, very critical. As long as we hold that, if we start losing that, then we're going to start coming down to all these levels. But then again, if it comes down to here, this could be a very, very good buying opportunity also. Now, we still have an uptrending chart here until we start losing some of these levels here. Then that uptrend is long gone. So bottom line here, just watch the highest one, 78.71. Once we get above that, then we can aim for that 83.24 level. Okay, let's take a look here now at Bitcoin. Okay, here we have Bitcoin. Now you can see here, nothing has really changed. Okay, right here. I've been pointing out this 21-day for how long now? This is very, very key. Okay, did we pop above it? Absolutely. Did we close above it? No. 78.664. You got to get above that. Okay, next level is right here, 78.961. Now you can see here out today how we popped up. Now, the beautiful trader out of this whole bunch is that BITX. Okay, very, very nice. You can do a lot of good scalping, and it's real cheap. Okay, got as low as 18.89 and as high as 19.42 level. Okay, so you had a nice good range of about 50 cents. I got 25 cents out of it today, but I traded 3,000 shares. So it was a really good trade here. And the only thing I'm looking at here, as long as we hold this key 8 SMA here. Now you can see here how we ran up to it, popped up, kind of couldn't get through. But once we got above it, look how nice we closed above it, and look at this uptrending, how nice it's holding on a closing basis. That's the key, okay? So downside, just watch that 8-day. So you can scalp this here, but as that 8-day moves up, something's going to give. It's going to pop up or she's going to pop on down. But the key level to watch on the upside is just watch that 78.663 level and watch right there that 100-day at 79.16. Once we get above that, then we can come up here to that 79.600 level, and then we can roll, okay? Then we have your big target. It's going to be right here. It's going to be that 88,000, okay? Then we can roll. But right now, it's not rolling. We're just easing on up kind of a situation. Now, I'm long Bitcoin from way down there, and I'm also trading it daily. Okay, so I think Bitcoin is going to have its day again. I think it's going to rip, and it's going to be much, much higher by the end of the year. I think it could be about a buck 25, and I think we can even retest this key level of 127. Just not today, is we're not doing it. So if you're trading in this, just watch this level here and just watch that level right there. Okay, and then once you get above, then we can come to that 79.6. Once we crack that 79.600 level, okay, then we have a lot of good upside targets. You got 79.60. There's your gap. There's your fill at 81.210. We'll come down to the bottom here, 83.210. Right there, 84.945. And then we just march this right on up here, okay, at that 85.900. And then there's your big target at that 100-day, and we have to see what happens. Now, respect that 100-day, because look at here what happened, okay? Look at here. Look how nice it held it on a weekly basis. So as it moves up, that's going to be now strong resistance because it was very, very strong support for how many weeks, okay? So just watch that. Very, very key situation. Now you only have 63 here. The green is still red. I love what this is. This is red on the bottom. This is looking good here. So again, just trade this here until we can get this back above that key level. Now I'm not doing anything on the short side as long as we hold this 8-day. We hold that 8-day, then I just think we're going to go sideways to up action. But that 8-day is moving up, moving up, moving up. And eventually you're going to crack below this, or you're going to crack above that 79.600, and then we're going to move higher. Okay, let's take a look here at the indexes. Okay, here we have the indexes. Now I can see where the Dow is basically the laggard a bunch, but we are holding this key 8 SMA here. Okay, so this is going to be very key, like I pointed out. Okay, so if you watch my video this morning, you'll see that so far we have what they call just an inside day, your high and lows inside the previous day, and we're holding that 8-day 49.133. That's very key. If we lose it, you're going to come right down here at 861 level. That's going to be very, very key. Then we have this gap right down here. Okay, 48.788. We have the fill at that 48.683, and then we have your 100-day sitting right here. That should be good support. If not, we have that 50-day, we have the 21-day, and then obviously we have this 200-day at 47.85 level. Okay, but right now we just have sideways consolidation. Like look for like a nice good run up, which we possibly could have. Or if we lose that 8-day, then she's going to come right on down. Now you can see we never really got to an oversold, never got to that 70 level. This here is green over your red. But again, this is the laggard of the bunch. You got to crack that 49.848 before we can make an attack on that 50,512. Now here we are in the S&P. We were holding here like this morning this afternoon when I posted the midday trading. We were sitting right at that support level. So this is key. You want to hold that 71.47 level. Okay, if we lose that, then we're going to be looking right here to that 8-day at 70.95. Now, if this thing say okay, it just starts selling off, you get to always watch that previous high. Right there, okay, that's going to be very key. That right there is going to be that 7,002. That's going to be key. 7,002. Watch that level if we start losing that 8-day. Okay. Now, if we lose all that, well, we have a target here. We have your 100-day. Okay, we have your 21-day. We have your 50-day, and then we have your 200 SMA here. Okay, so we have a lot. Now, again, we keep running at 71.67. I'm looking for that 7,200. Okay, now we crack 7,200. They have targets up there at 7,300. Okay, and they have targets all the way up to 77. I don't know if you're going to get that all at once here. If we have a very dramatic run, but that doesn't mean it just can't keep right on melting up. Okay, now here on the old NASDAQ, we had that double top situation. So this is on any kind of sell-off. You want to watch that previous high, 24,019. But you can see here how we're just cracking right on up here. Okay, so now we're at an oversold condition, but that doesn't mean we can't stay there. But again, we are cracking up here, 24.8. I'm looking for that 25,000 if we keep right on rallying up here. And then obviously it could keep right on going. Now on the downside, you want to watch this previous right here, that 24,664 level. And then we want to watch that 8-day at 24,394. And then again, if that is all lost here, then we always look to the past here. We want to watch that previous high of 24,019 if we start losing that 8-day. Now again, if it keeps rolling down, obviously we have the 100-day, we have your 21 SMA here, we have your 50-day, and we have your key 200 SMA here. So there is room to run on the downside, but again, we are starting, this is not what you call, this is a trading situation, okay? Now I got stuff all the way here from all the way from the bottom that I'm running up that I hold this along, but I've got longs here that I've been holding for years here too, you know what I'm saying? So I do a lot of stuff in stages, but I'm saying this is more of a trader's market. This is say, hey, wow, I can buy and hold. But what I don't like here, and I just want to point this out here, is see these gaps right here, okay? See this gap right there, see this gap right here. these eventually will get filled. So just always, always remember that. Put some in your pocket. Now remember, next week the tech earnings, going to have a lot of good tech earnings out there. So again, to me, I'm getting ahead of all that. I've been ahead of it, with Nvidia and with Amazon and with Apple. Okay. And Meta and absolutely, obviously Google. Now, Microsoft to me is just a trade. I will sell that right everything probably before or the day of here because I'm not really crazy sure about the earnings the last couple of three. You watch my midday trading video. I had Microsoft on it. In the last three earnings here, the stock just kind of sold off here. I don't know about all that there. And Tesla's a really good scalper trade here now. Netflix is holding in there very, very good. You're still holding in there. It's not time to buy Netflix right now. But again, this is basically a trader's market. But again, take some off the table, put it in your pocket, and then we'll see what happens over the weekend because we just never know. The last couple, 3 weekends, they're bombing that, and that affects the market. We can always rebuy Sunday night, kind of a situation. Or, you can always add to your position there Sunday night. And then we'll have to see how it's all going to shake out. All right, that's what I got for you. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you Sunday night. I'll have a video there at 7.